Oh, hello. How are you? This is Teacher Shadrach yet once again. We are still in our series of Demystifying Computer Studies, year 2025. Thank you very much because you have followed all those videos. We are in the 16th part of our videos, and in this video, it might be one of the most crucial videos that you may not miss out, because it is the video in which we are going to wrap up the many things that we have been doing, and we are kind of preparing our system as a package. How do we package it so that it can be received by the user? And then how is the user going to interact with all these so many items that we have created up there, be they tables, be they queries, be they forms, be they reports, and all that. So today we are going to handle about 2 items. I'm planning that we handle what we call a splash screen. Everybody say splash screen. Okay? A splash screen might also be viewed as a welcome screen to your system. Every time you open a system, you normally find a box there indicating what application are you just about to open, and it is loading and the like. Okay. Then number 2, after the splash, because this is a system in which we may want to enhance security, we are also going to have what? A login form to authenticate our users. After the login, then the third thing that we are going to talk about is a dashboard. What? A dashboard. So I don't want you to fear the length of the video. If it turns lengthy, I'll know where I can turn it off, and then probably we shall going to spill over some of these things into another video. So stay tuned. Let's move now. I'll start by showing you what I have prepared, because I thought that I don't want to have a very long video for this illustration, and I have done some bit of prototypes, some illustrations of what we might be expecting. Okay, so I'll start by the splash screen. This is my splash screen, and first let me run, and then you are going to see the procedure of logging into our system. So splash screen, there it is. You can see it's just a form. This is a form, and you can see there is a progress bar which is showing us this is the match that has been loaded. Immediately after the progress bar is filled up, then you notice the splash screen disappears, and then we are having now on your screen there, you are having a what? A login form. Okay, this is a login form, guys, where we are supposed to type your username here. I am the admin, and then I have to type the password there, and then I type my password. Okay, I have not hidden the password, or neither have I included the input mask for password, just because this is for demo purposes. Anyway, what you do after you create the box for inputting the password, you have to remember adding the input mask such that we only see either dots or the asterisks. Sawa. Okay, so in case of a wrong password, like say I did 125 instead of 123, the system refuses. And remember, in your project, you are normally given some allowance to show that you did some input validation, and then there are those errors which are normally generated in case one does the wrong thing. So you may need to think of about 4 areas where you are going to handle input validation. In my case, if I were asked, do you have any input validations? Yeah, I have a way of testing whether a user is authentic or not. So you get that message. Okay, so then now we put in 1, 2, 3, and then I say okay. And there I'm taken to what we call the admin dashboard. Wow. I would like you in the comment section Just tell me whether the design is appealing or not. This is just a prototype. My database does not have 1,200 students, neither does it have 35 patrons or 6 clubs or 750 active club members or 20. It's just a demo. It's just a demo. But God willing, we are going to walk together this journey, and we are going to maneuver and see how can we have the correct stats on these button faces. Okay, so this is now the dashboard, and at the time of logging in, this is where we take a different route. If I'm not an administrator, I am a patron, I have indicated which the dashboard are we going to get into. Okay, so let me now answer the question, how did I create the splash screen? That's an area which you might be interested to know. And if you do not have that interest, then what other interest do you have? So let's work together the journey of the splash screen. So splash screen is just basically a form which you design by adding a blank form, a new blank form, and then you organize items. These might be labels. You can use labels to display the name of the school or the name of the system. A logo. I drew a logo for my system. Actually, I did this using PowerPoint. You can use any application anyway. You can even ask AI to generate for you a logo, but nevertheless, when it does, and then you might find 2 or 3 of you sharing the same common logo. So you try to come up with your own innovation. My idea has always been, and this is my advocacy, come up with your own authentic work in each and every stage. Okay, so these are labels. You know what to include there on the splash screen. Most importantly, don't miss out your details, your name, your index number, your year of examination. If you would like me, I would like the examiner even to see that I am a boy. All right. Now, so what triggers the automatic closure of the splash form and the automatic display of the logging form? How are we able to interlink automatically between these two forms? So that's the question that we should now be asking and handling here. All the others are about your creativity, how you arrange items there, how you change the direction of text and the like. Those ones, I'm not going to talk about them so much. But let's now talk about what it really matters. Here, where you have we have this green bar. The green bar is a text box. The green bar is a text box. I'm going to show you that I have got 3 overlapping items on this box. I have 3. So I have kind of moved each of them. I have the first item. The first item is a label. Somewhere using your pen and paper, can you indicate the name of this label, which we change from the properties sheet and say, teacher called this label LBL %. Where do we change the name of a control? On other page in the properties sheet, LBL %. Okay. And the LBL control from the form design tools, it's the AA tool. The AA tool, you click it and then you click where do you want the label to appear. Of course, it will be the third item that you are going to do, because you are going to start with the underlaying. I should have started with the underlaying gray box. The underlaying gray box is the last item. So it's kind of, they are overlapping. The 3 items are overlapping. So at the bottom, completely at the bottom, we have the gray box, which is called TXT holder. So this is a text box. So again, just like the label, you come to the properties sheet, and on another page, you say the name is TXT holder. Are we together? Then the text box tool is the AB tool. AB tool. It will come with two components, a label on the left and a text box on the right, the one which is normally indicated and bound. So the one on the left, which might be text 42, text 19, you click on it, delete it. We don't require the label for the text box. We only require the text box itself. Then fill it with the color that I have applied here. You know, it's the one which will help us to see a contrast as the progress is happening. We are going to see that contrast. So you can use gray like myself. Then we've got the middle, the center. The one which we have at the center is still a text box. So I have said in the background we have txt holder, sawa, and then in the middle we have a text box which is now in green color. You can make it blue color. If you want to see the progress in red, you just choose a color that contrasts with gray. Okay, and we are calling it is a txt progress, and it's also a text box without a label. We don't require its a label. So once again, when you drop it in, then remove its label. So those three items need to be there if you want to show some progress. So the label is the one which will be showing us the percentage, the percent loading. Okay, the percent loading is shown on the label which we have on top. So the label is on top. Then we have got the label is on top. The label is colorless, it's transparent to allow us to see the background with the text center aligned. And then there is now the green button, the green text box, and then there is the gray text box. All of them of equal width. All of them of equal what? Of equal width. All of them of equal width. So you can use the automatic way of making items to have equal widths, or you can precisely and carefully make sure that these items, you cause them to have equal width. Okay, label on top, txt what? Txt, I'm forgetting, txt progress. Oh, sorry, txt progress in the middle, and then txt holder in the background. Now, so that is not what will make us to move automatically from this form to another, or neither will it automatically mean that we are going to see the progress, but there is something small that we are going to add to our form. Every time you have designed a form, every form normally has got its properties. So if I choose this form, there are its properties. Okay, and when you want to automate some tasks, then we normally do that from the event tab. Like I have told it, on load event, I have created a small procedure. So the cursor, you can see it has it is taking me, like when you will be doing it the very first time, you'll be sandwiched between private sub, form load, and end sub. That's where the cursor is going to be. Then you insert some statements there. Like now the highlighted statements which I have highlighted, which I may, sorry, I have messed somewhere, which I may advise you, probably if you can screenshot, just do that. The Microsoft Access will always give you the very first line here, option compare database. Then you're going to dimension two variables, progress step as integer and maximum progress as integer as well. Then I have said the cursor will have will be sandwiched between private sub and end sub. So type those lines. Okay, the first line is not related with the progress bar. The first line is actually related to a module that I have created elsewhere, which allows me to center, to position any form at the center, as long as it is a floating form, a form that appears above the other forms. Okay, are we together? So if it's a small form, which I don't want to have it maximized, I can always want it, I should always want to have it center aligned within the screen. So I'm going to show you which code is being called by this statement. Center form me. Me in this case, it's not me myself, but the form itself. We want to center the form that is on view, and it's the statement does that. So these other statements, they refer to that progress bar. What will happen at the time of loading? What will happen at the time of loading? Okay. Now, I just take you back to the properties sheet again, so that you see another property which you must be conversant with. The next property that I want to talk about on this form is called on timer event. On timer event. We are still in the events page, and on timer event. So this is kind of when there is a clock in the computer which counts time, number of microseconds, milliseconds, which have elapsed in a given period. So you may want to base some actions based on the timer. So the timer interval, in your case, you are going to find a default value. Timer interval will be 0. Nothing will happen at all when the timer interval is set to 0. So in case you have done everything else and perfectly you have typed whatever I'm showing you, and then you find nothing is happening, can you come back here, check the timer interval? Let's change it to 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond is equal to 100 value here, whatever it is. You can Google and ask it. Ask Google, how is the timer interval displayed in Microsoft Access. So what's this event procedure? Okay, so it's a small code. Again, you need not fear it. You need not fear it at all, because again, when you choose the drop down button under on timer, you drop down the list, then choose event procedure. You'll be sandwiched between private sub, form timer, and end sub. Then quickly, the statements that you are seeing on the screen, you can just type it accurately as they are appearing. So it might require you to screenshot the screen, and then you'll be able to follow thereafter. So this is now what happens. This is what is making you to see that gradual progress. It's not that there is any other activity that Microsoft Access is doing, but you want to keep the user there busy gazing and waiting for this powerful system to manage our clubs in the Victory School. Okay, so I am talking like that so that you can finish the story of screenshotting. So once you have done that, guys, you can close Visual Basic, and that's what is triggering the automatic movement on the progress bar. You can see the automatic progress on the progress bar. Very good. So do I want to save changes? Nope, because the changes that I have made might be something that I typed and I did not want to type. Now, the next form, number 2, we have a login screen. Okay. Now, login screen, before I talk about it, it will be based on a particular table. We have got a new table that I designed. I did not invite you when I was designing this table, but nevertheless, it's not a complicated deal. So users table is a new table that I invented to store information about our users. Then I first switch to design view. You see the kind of fields that I have included. There is the user ID. Every time we are adding a new user, let Microsoft Access add a brand new number. It's an auto number. Then username is that small name that one shall type, Shad, admin, and, but it has again to be a unique name. It has to be a unique name. Then after there, we have got the password, user password. Okay, I'll show you later how the administrator can allow adjustment of the password. Okay, I'll show you that. And then we have the full name. Sometimes we shall want to see the full name of this person. Like if I typed admin and then I have indicated the full name of our admin is Mr. Stanford Dominic, then that shall be the full name. User type shall be something like administrator, admin, patron, treasurer, secretary, depending on the user levels that you may want to create, and depending on the information that you want each category of your users to access. Like the admin should be given the diversity of accessing almost everything. Okay. Then is active is a boolean. It's a yes/no field. That is to say that you apply a tick. So if you check under datasheet view, I've got two records. Like when I'm typing my username, I'm using admin, and then I'm using the password 123. I've got a lady called Annie, and Annie is typing Annie as the username, and 1234 is the password. Annie Moas. And she is a patron of a particular club. Okay, is active, yes. And then when you want to deactivate a user, just come and check this place. That person will not be allowed to log in if you want to deactivate them. Okay, so that's too much for that, and I close the table. So that again we examine the login form. The login form is of course based on that particular table. But at the time of design, do not use wizard to kind of create to connect the form. You notice under data page of my form, record source is empty. So the form is not getting the data directly. It is us to know how we are going to manipulate, to be checking the data that we have in users TBL. Is it what has been typed on the screen? So don't link up this form with any record source. If you find a record source here, remove it and then let it remain blank as that. Okay, all the other items, like what we have on top, Victory School Management System, can be put as a label. Your email can be put as a label. Victory or whatever is an image. You draw these images and the like, and then all these others are things that you can do. So I want to talk about the controls. We have got a text box where we type the username. We've got another text box where we type the username password. We've got a command button, quit, and then a command button setting only for the administrator. And then we've got the command button, okay. When we type in our username and user password, we want to proceed, we shall be hitting on okay. So the names are very important. Again, if you want to kind of borrow my idea, the names of these controls are very important for you to first understand what names did I use. So I am selecting a control, a text box, which we are calling txt username. This is where we type the username. You can see I have also removed the label on the left. I only have the unbound part. The unbound part of the text box, txt username, and I have changed the text color to grayish color, light gray, and that's for the purpose of on data page. I have also set the default value. Type your username here. Type your username here. This is what the welcoming message will be every time we are opening this particular form. So that is it. So let's see. Okay, what I have done is that I have clicked there so that you see. Before I should get to the VB program and the like. I need to first show you what else have I done to the form. What else have I done to the form? To the form, we also have the TXT, the box to control our password. So we have TXT user password, TXT user password. Okay. And then again, under data, we have also given it a default value, which is password here. Type your password here. Then we've got a quit button. What about, oh, I forgot to change its name. So I'm just using the default name that was generated by Access Command 5, but it should be something like Command Quit, CMD Quit. And then we have got CMD Setting, and then we have got CMD button OK or CMD OK. They are command buttons. So from the designing tools, the command buttons, of course, you know where we get button from, the one which normally has XXX. You arrange them nicely like that. Give them appropriate names. Don't leave them like the way I have left mine. And then remember, every time you drop a command button or a button onto your form, and then commands, the control wizard is already enabled. I believe yours is also enabled. What do you do if you do not want to pass beyond this point? You simply cancel. Like we only want the command button, which we are the people to control what it does. So that's how you create it. Then remember to come to the properties sheet. On other page, you give its name, okay? Give the button the text to appear on the front of it. Either from the format page, you replace caption with a new thing, or from the button face itself, you highlight command 81, and then you give it whatever text you want to have it appear with. Okay, are we together? So that's how you manage quit, setting, and then things to do with colors, text size, and those ones I'm not going to teach you today. Okay, teacher, don't be cruel. I'm not. So let's study what triggers events that will happen. These three buttons are the ones which determine where do we go to. I start with quit. Command quit. Command quit on other page. Event page, sorry. Event page is where you program things. So you drop down this the button on the event of clicking the button, choose event procedure, and then you'll be taken to this window where within the command sub, private sub, whatever, and end sub, you just insert these two lines or whatever message you might be having for the user. So the message that I have enclosed within quotes, tuonane mara hiyo ingine, let us meet yet once again, and so on. I have indicated bye-bye. Then comma, so that on the title of that message box is just an ordinary message box. We are going to have a title called closing. Then the action that triggers, the command that triggers closing Microsoft Access completely, closing the system completely, is do command dot quit. So those two lines, you type them there for the command to quit. Okay, for the button which we are using to quit. On the event what? On click. So far so good. Okay, let me just go back there and then I bring you to the next button. The button to take you to settings. So this one, I have said it is used for by the administrator. So the event again is on click. The event on click. We have an event procedure there. So where's the cursor? Where's my cursor? The cursor is on private sub command 6. That settings button. So I'm gonna zoom out a bit as I talk. I know you are a wise guy. You are remembering to do what is necessary. My screen size is quite not so big enough to show you everything. But now you have everything. You screenshot, zoom in, so that you are able to see from your end whatever I have on the screen. So this button, we'll test whether a password has been typed, okay? Whether a password has been typed. Then if the password typed is the administrator's password, and by default it is 123, admin 123, then we are going to open a form called, so there is a command here which tells it to open, do command open form called users form. Users form is where we are able to type, to register. It's just an ordinary registration form to register a new user. Otherwise, the fellow is given a message, incorrect password, type the password here, and the like. So that's when you hit the settings button. That's what will happen when you hit the settings button. Okay. Then I take you to what happens when we hit the command button OK. When we hit the command button OK, the event still is on click event procedure. There we are. My button is called OK button, OKBT. That one has got so many things. Okay, so you see. So it starts with the dimensioning variables, RS, and blah, 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 blah. I will not explain this. I will want you to think about it. Nevertheless, I need to mention about the statement set RS. This actually is one line broken into two. Be careful when you are typing it. What makes Microsoft Access, or this one is now Visual Basic, what makes one line to be handled, to be broken down, yet it is one continuous line, is use of the underscore. The use of underscore. And you notice before the underscore, there has to be a space. There has to be a space. So this is the procedure. I don't know whether it is going to fit within one screen, so that I don't have to zoom so much. Yeah. Yeah, you have the lines that you should type in between the private sub, OKBT, and then the ed sub, which is down there. So if you screenshot and then you are able to type this very accurately, then you should be getting us somewhere. You should be in a position to get us somewhere. Okay. This part now is what I'm going to talk about. Once a record has been found, because when you type a username and then you type a password, what are we doing? We are searching for that particular record from the users table, where the username is equal to what you will have typed and the password is equal to what you'll have typed. So if there is a matching record, it means that user is authentic. That user is authentic. Then when they are authentic, then there are some things that we are going to do. We are going to store their username. From the table, we capture what is the name of this particular user, the full name. And we are storing that in user full name field, variable, sorry. And then user type again, we need to keep track of who is this user, what is their role in the system. Are they the admin? Are they the is he a patron, and so on. Then the user ID, we might need it. Okay. Now, for instance, the user ID, the user type is what we are comparing here. So in my table, the column of user types, there will be a possibility of having one as admin, some as patron, some as treasurer, or whatever else you might have in that table. That's what you are going to use here. Remember, this is nested if. In foundry programming, you remember nested if. So you come and compare, who is this? What is the type of the user that we have? Then based on the type of the user, we are going to open a particular form called dashboard, but the dashboard which belongs to that category of users. So if somebody is an admin, they will see the dashboard called dashboard admin. If somebody is a patron, they will see a dashboard called dashboard patron. Then if somebody is a treasurer, they will see what we call dashboard treasurer. If somebody is not qualified in those other categories, what will they see? There will be another dashboard called dashboard guest. That's a lot of work, isn't it? Not really. It depends on your approach. So I guess, guys, you have already screenshot this. You have it somewhere. Okay, you have it somewhere. Okay, forget about this. It's me who had clicked that control, and I don't require that empty thing. So we go back. We go back there on the design view, and those forms which you have had me mention, dashboard admin is here. This is the dashboard for administrators. So we are not talking about imaginary things. You'll have created a form you have called dashboard admin, dashboard treasurer, dashboard patron, dashboard guest. Okay, all the four. In case you are following my procedure, that's what I just want you to do. So clubs, this is guest. Okay, then we have got dashboard patron. You can see even the coloring is different, so that you are able to distinguish very fast who is that person who has logged in. If I see green when I'm moving around, and then I know this is the treasurer. This is a treasurer of probably a particular club. Okay, yeah. Now, what else should I mention? It's about the function, or the procedure that is triggered whenever we open this form. When we open this form, we've got a procedure and an event still, and this is a procedure based on the form as the item selected on open. So whenever we open the form, what happens? Whenever we open a form, we want to always center the form. Center the form. So guys, this is what now I want to talk about. How am I able? This is not a command that we have in Visual Basic. It's a procedure that I have created but borrowed. Okay, it's good to give credit where credit is due. I have borrowed this procedure from another guy, from another programmer, to always center a form. You realize in Microsoft Access, floating forms. And how do you create a floating form? You normally do that by making sure in the properties sheet, when you want a floating form, the properties sheet on other tab, pop-up option should be set to yes. Mode option should be set to yes. Okay, so those are two options that make a form to be appearing above the others as a pop-up, a form that keeps focus until you have closed it. So I was to explain how did I achieve centering a form, and I have borrowed some small code from another guy. So what you will do, in case you want to borrow this small procedure that we have here about forms position, you're going to create, under create menu, you're going to do what? Create a module. You create a module. Then when you choose create a module, the issues that I'm going to show you right now, you are going to paste them there, or copy, type each line there, and this is what you're going to type. Okay, very carefully. I do not know how I can manage sharing this one. How would you want me to share the whole of this code? Because I feel like we may need to share this file. Utilities, you can check it from HTTP blog and design and whatever. This guy has done a great job. However, the statements are quite complex. So what can I do? Let me zoom out a bit and allow you to do a screenshot of this. I'm pausing so that you do a screenshot of that. Then I scroll down further. This is now the procedure which we normally call whenever I am centering a form. But all of them, the things that I'm showing you here, They are all working as one unit. Center form, the whole of that. Okay. You keep checking the description down there for this particular video. I'll show you, I'll explain how you can be able to access all these statements, probably in a better manner, so that you are able to go copy pasting. You are able to, I'll try to share this from somewhere. Okay, so check in the description at the bottom, just before the comment section, in the description area. I'm going to give you the whole of this code. Okay, so that's used for center aligning a particular form, on the screen. So I have already shown you that whenever we click on OK button, then that's the time we are being taken to the dashboard. That's the time we are being taken to the dashboard. For now, try working it out. Have the splash form, have the login form, and have the prototypes. Just imagine how you would want your dashboard to be organized, and what information you would like to organize into this dashboard. Okay. So for now, I feel the video, I'm going to first close there for this particular video, and then we are going to meet again in video number 17, where I'm going to talk about those dashboards. What do you do? I'm going to illustrate that using the very first one, the admin dashboard, and then probably within the same video, I'm also going to illustrate to you how do you create a navigation form. How do you create a navigation form to move from this form to another and the like? Okay, stay safe, stay blessed, keep trying, keep working. It's gonna be well. Thank you very much.